From the Kiss 92.5 studios in Toronto, Canada.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Roz and Mocha.
it's Roz and Mocha. What's going on?
Hey guys, this is Bruno Mars.
This is Selena Gomez.
The Chainsmokers.
Lady Gaga.
Calvin Harris.
Celestia Cara.
This is Ed Sheeran.
You're listening to my boys Roz and Mocha.
Roz and Mocha.
My boys Roz and Mocha.
The Roz and Mocha Show.
Between Roz and Mocha, who is your favorite?
Mocha. Mocha. You guys are so funny, man.
Congratulations, Lisa! Wow!
You just won $1,000.
That's amazing. Y'all just made my entire morning. Keep it up.
You guys are awesome, man. This is the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. When you have nothing to say, why do you always say it to us?
Here we are once again, DM Deep Dive time. Executive producer of the Roz and Mocha Show, Shem, is here. He gets all the DMs, by the way.
Shem, what do we got in the DMs today?
All right, this question is more towards, I guess, myself and Mocha. Gentleman says, I'm getting married this year, just like Roz, and in about 4 days, I'm going to be going to my bachelor party. We're going to the Hard Rock Punta Cana. It made me wonder about Roz's bachelor party and if either Shem or Mocha are in charge, or maybe even Roz's brother. And if you have not started planning, what would you two do for Roz's bachelor party? Is Maury invited? Would he have to earn a spot like he did in the book?
To answer the latter first, yes. Roz doesn't want a bachelor party.
There's no bachelor party.
Can we have a bachelor party without him?
There's no. You guys can do whatever you guys want to do, but I'm just saying
Roz
that as it is,
want a bachelor party.
As it is right now, there's no bachelor party.
What
being planned.
What if? Because we know you don't like late night things, right?
Yeah.
What if it was like a 12 p.m. gathering?
Okay.
Of just food.
Right.
And then you could be home by 2.
Right. Like at the Booty Barn?
At the Booty Barn?
Yeah.
The place in Mexico? Isn't that a place in Mexico?
No. I honestly, I really don't. Like, I'm super not into, I don't know. I haven't been out in so long. Like, do I want to go out? I don't know. Like, I'm fun. Don't get me wrong.
Sounds
right?
like it.
I'm super fun.
Yeah, you're really selling
was
this
that?
night.
No, you guys shut up. I'm very fun, right? I am. I can have a good time.
Describe a good time. What is fun in Roz's world? Take us into your world.
Okay. Like for me, the height of fun?
Yeah.
Well, no, because that's unfair, because I'm going to say the height of fun, I'm going to start listing things that I do alone. Right?
Okay.
So that shouldn't be the question, because that's unfair.
No. Guys, I got it. It will just be a solo bachelor party. So you just tell us what your fun is, and then we will load up a room with all those things that you find fun, right? We'll
But
pick
then
you up.
what do we do?
No. We'll pick this all. It's not about us. It's about Roz.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You tell us what are all the fun things you would require
Right.
solo.
Okay.
And we'll set it up in a room. We'll come pick you up.
Right.
And we'll drive you to a place.
Okay.
And put you in a room.
Right.
With all the fun things.
Okay.
And then you do what you need to do to have fun.
Right.
And when you're done, you come out and we'll bring you back home.
Realistically, if you guys loaded up everything in the world that I love and took me to a fun place, as soon as you close that door, I'd have a nap.
Okay. So a cot and a blanket. Done.
That is exactly what would happen.
What else we got, Shem?
Rebecca says, I wanted to ask you guys a question. If you could rewatch any movie and get that first time, oh my God, shock feeling from the plot twist, which one would you choose?
Titanic.
What was a plot twist in Titanic?
Oh, like the love thing. Like he didn't fit on the door, and did he make it? Survive?
I was gonna say it's not really a plot twist when you know what happens.
Well, I know now because I saw it.
You didn't know that the Titanic sunk before you saw Titanic?
I was talking about Jack and whatever her name was.
Right.
Rose, man.
Rose. I was going to say Jill.
Right. I did really quite enjoy though, watching Titanic for the first time. It was pretty awe-inspiring. That movie. Okay, as far as plot twists go, or like surprise endings or whatever, I think that same era when Titanic came out, when the first time I went to a theater and I didn't really know what the movie was. It was a theater right around the corner from my house, and I was just bored one night, and I went in and I saw The Usual Suspects.
Oh, good one.
And I remember being so blown away by the sort of twists in that movie that it was one of the most enjoyable experiences that I can remember ever having in that.
When is it okay to talk about the cup in that movie?
The cup?
Wasn't it usually at the bottom? The answer, was it written in the bottom of the cup?
No, it was the whole room.
It was the entire room. It was the entire
room.
board.
What? But I thought there was a word in the cup.
It was, but it was the entire board behind
Spoiler
him.
alert, by the way.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
I have two movies.
Yeah,
Empire
go ahead.
Strikes Back
Yeah.
and Sixth Sense.
Yes, yes,
Right?
yes, you're right.
Those are my two.
Yeah.
Shem?
The Usual Suspects for me.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
for sure.
For sure.
Big up Kaiser Soze. All
Yup.
right.
Oh, damn.
One more DM, please, Shem.
Okay, Kara goes, question for Roz. Oh, boy. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Was there any fallout the next day after you told Catherine her ass was, quote, inflamed? I would have made you eat pavement.
Okay.
You have to give some context.
Thank you.
If nobody knows.
Okay.
Or if not, if you just want to answer without giving context.
So things started to get heated. I'm going to tell a story again. Things started to get heated in the house, right? Yeah. When I was talking about certain like smells and tastes and everything else, and it was after I had COVID, right? And Catherine says she read on the internet that when you lose your smell and taste from COVID, that it's because of inflammation of the brain, right? And at that point, I didn't want to have a conversation about inflammation of the brain, right? And I was denying it, and she was saying, no, it's true. And it was really starting to get heated. And then the way I diffuse negative situations normally is by humor. Right? And so I said, maybe we should talk a whole lot less about the inflammation of my brain and a little bit more about the inflammation of your ass. Okay? And I said it as a joke, but as I was saying it, I regretted it immediately.
Right. Because even your daughter knew you were a dead man.
Immediately.
Okay.
Like Roxy was planning all of her Sundays for the next 25 years because that would be the only way that she was going to get to see her mother was in prison because Catherine was about to kill me.
So was there any fallout from that? Is the person asking after he told the story on the radio or after he said what he said in the house?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, I will say this. Unfortunately, because if there was fallout, then that would mean that we would, maybe get around to it and laugh about it and be like, oh my God, that was funny.
Yeah.
The hard part is there was no follow-up.
Oh, really?
No.
So no follow-up in the live moment and then no follow-up when it was said on the radio.
No, and I know she heard it when it was said on the radio.
Have you guys kissed since?
We have.
Bro.
Yes.
Have you noticed a difference in the kisses?
We have.
Yeah. She's going to leave your ass at the altar.
Right? Yeah.
Runaway bride.
I know. So anyway, let's not bring this up again.
Thank you for all of your DMs. You send them to us. They go to Shem. We talk about them on the radio.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive.
Here we go, y'all. DM Deep Dive time. Whatever you send to us goes directly to Shem. We talk about him on the radio.
What do we have in the DMs today, Shem? What do people want to know?
Maria writes, if Mocha were single, would Roz ask him to do all the things with Catherine that he doesn't want to do? I've heard so many times on the podcast where he simply answers no when asked by Catherine to grab something to eat, or when she sweetly asks if he wants a latte. Even that trashy 7-Eleven meal he ate after he told his family that he wasn't hungry when they asked him out to dinner. Mocha could step in as his replacement.
We actually had this conversation the other night.
What?
Yes, we did. No joke.
Who, you and Catherine?
No. So we were watching a show where there was this dad in the show. He was like a cop or something like this, right? And he was always being super flighty because work and all this other stuff. And his grown daughter, she felt a disconnect between her and her father. And he said, hey, listen, here's what I'm going to do. I got tickets for this play tonight that you really wanted to go and see. She's like, are you sure? And he's like, absolutely. I'll meet you there at 7. So he then goes and gets tickets, right? And then she shows up and the dad's not there. But the dad's cop partner shows up and is like, he couldn't make it. He's like, but I got the tickets. You still want to go and we'll have a good time? She's like, okay, cool. Let's go and have a good time. And I said, could you imagine that? And I go, I asked you to go somewhere, Rox, and I couldn't show up, but Mocha showed up. and then Catherine and Roxy looked at me and go, that'd be a great time.
It would be.
Yeah. So I can say with confidence that if I was unable to show up somewhere and Mocha showed up in my place, my family would love it.
All right. Let's start planning the summer, gang. What else we got today, Shem?
Josh writes, question for you guys. When you bathroom questions. When you go to the bathroom at home, do you turn on the fan before you do your business or after or never at all?
In our house, it varies. Like sometimes I'll go into the bathroom and I'll turn the fan on, do my thing and leave. Sometimes I will do my thing, then turn the fan off and leave. Sometimes I'll completely forget to turn the fan on.
I rarely turn the fan on because if I turn the fan on, it's difficult to have a conversation with my family. Because it's loud, right?
Family meeting, gang. Get in here. So I got these plans this weekend. Mocha's going to be there.
Yes. Damn it, Maury, you're not allowed to number 2 in Matthew's bathroom, right?
No, and my bathroom's in the living room. So if he's home,
yeah.
Well, I mean, it is.
Yeah, fair enough.
Actually, it's in the dining room.
Yeah.
If he's home, I'll turn the fan on before.
Yeah.
If he's not home, I don't turn the fan on.
No, me
and
at
if
all.
he's not home, I'll leave the door wide open so that the dog can like stand
Hang
on
out.
me.
Yes. Yeah. You got a partner. Yes.
I will typically put it on before, let the air circulate a little bit.
Really?
Do the business and let it stay on for about 10, 15 minutes or so after the business. Then turn it off.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
It's fun because the bathroom's in the dining room. It's fun when you have family over and you're all sitting at the table and they have to go to the bathroom. It's literally on the other side of the wall.
Oh, yeah. No, that's not cool. I remember,
Yeah, hilarious. So disrespectful.
I remember being away for a weekend with a couple of dudes, and not only did I not turn the fan on, but I closed the door after myself and crank the heat.
Oh, no! So whoever's going in there next.
Got him!
Oh, no.
By the way, that weekend wasn't of any sort of sexual nature, Maury. It was in fact a golf weekend, but I did not want to start having the conversation of when the hell did I golf. So I would rather you think that we went to a cottage and made love.
What else we got today, Shem?
A comment from Cece. I'm listening to the podcast where a girl's boyfriend called in about not liking Mocha's laugh, and I just have to say that he makes everything funnier because when he starts laughing, I start laughing. Don't ever change Mocha.
Oh, well,
Does
thank you
Mocha
for that.
like the sound of his own laugh?
I've never thought about
Yeah,
it.
I don't know how.
A question
familiar-
for Maury. Does Mocha like the sound of his own laugh?
I guess. Like, I don't know. Like, I can't change it.
Yeah, I don't know if you really like. Does anybody really pay attention to the sound of their
I
own
don't
laugh?
think so.
Because it's
I've never thought of that.
Because it always feels good, right? Like it's just the sound that comes out of you when you're experiencing moments of joy. Like, why would you analyze that?
Talking about
right?
laughs still, guys.
Yes. Sorry.
Thank you for all of your DMs. Keep them coming in because we talk about them every day.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive.
DM Deep Dive time. This is the part of the show where we go through the DMs that you are sending in to us every day that eventually make their way over to Shem, executive producer of the Roz Mocha Show.
What do we got in the DMs today, Shem?
Ashley writes, what was something you did because you thought it was cool, but now makes you embarrassed?
See, I never got into any of the early adopted sort of social trends, right? Like, I never did a Call Me Maybe lip sync video. I never participated in like the freeze thing, what was that called? Where everybody was frozen.
Oh, the mannequin challenge.
The mannequin challenge. I never planked on anything or anyone. I didn't do any of that stuff because it always seemed like the people that were really into it were just not people that I found interesting.
Oh.
Damn.
Well, you did all of them, eh, Moore?
I did each and every one of them.
Yeah. Have I? But I'm sure I have. Like, I'm sure I've
Let's
done.
plank right now.
No. Like, Shem, do you have an answer for this?
Oh, I've got two.
Okay, go.
Yeah. So this is like way back in the day. I used to really be obsessed with the Tamagotchis. You remember those little toy thingies?
My sisters had them.
Yeah, I used to love those.
Legit, they did.
Yeah. Cool.
Like obsessed. And then I used to think this was cool. Again, nobody else would think this was cool. I used to think this was cool. I was a big soap opera guy, right? Love Young and the Restless. I love General Hospital.
Yes.
You know, at the very beginning of like the opening credits, all the actors do this one little thing. And for people who can't sort of obviously see me, they turn to the camera and they do this little gaze.
Yeah.
I used to practice that in front of the mirror constantly. And I would do it and I would time it for when General Hospital would start playing. So then as it's playing, I would turn around and be like, and do that little gaze. It's so stupid. So dumb. So embarrassing
But
thinking
would you
about
ever
it.
do that when other people are home?
No. I just admitted on live radio. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, damn it, Maury.
I used to dress in like crushed velvet shirts and crushed velvet corduroy pants and really high gold boots. And
When, like,
dyed
on the
my hair
weekend?
bloned, and I thought that was cool.
On the weekends or like
all the
during
time
week?
when I
All
went
the time?
clubbing and stuff. I thought it would be neat to dress like I was in an ultra lounge band.
You sound like Austin Powers. That's what you dress like.
So, and at what point did you stop dressing like that, though? Like, was there a moment, or was it gradual?
It was gradual.
It was.
I even wore that on TV.
But, like, what was the moment where you were like, you know what? Maybe this isn't as cool.
I still had the crushed velvet shirt when I met Matthew, and I guess when he threw it out.
Oh, that's one way. Yeah. Way to make a decision for yourself, More. Yeah. Great stuff.
Was that the same night he made you get rid of your cats?
Oh my God.
No, it was the week before.
Oh, gee.
God, I can't even talk about that part of the story, man. When Maury and Matthew hooked up, that he had to get rid of his
I
cat.
loved those cats.
I know you did. I know you did.
Marvin and Sonic.
Oh, R.I.P. Mar- you know what I mean?
Okay, time to move on. Next DM, please, Shem.
Oh, man. Okay, Steven writes, if the four of you, Roz, Mocha, Maury, and Shem, were pulling off a heist, who would be the brains, who would be the muscle, who would be the charmer, and who would be the getaway driver?
I'm the driver.
No, you're not.
No chance. Okay, wait.
No, I would
pause.
be.
Before you say that Maury is the getaway driver, is he better suited for any of the other jobs?
He is not.
I could see Maury being the charmer.
No, I'm a good, I can drive quickly around things. It's like, you guys you're basing my driving on being a bad driver, but not a good getaway driver.
Yeah.
Say it again?
Yeah, getaway driver.
Oh,
That's
gotcha.
what we need for this heist.
If anything, I would say I would take the job of being the getaway driver,
Yeah.
but maybe not because I'm too much of a safe driver as well. So I'll be used to like putting my signal on and everything.
I followed Maury about 2 kilometers the other day when we were leaving here. We were driving down the same road and I was behind him. And he drives so inappropriately fast on like city residential streets. Like it's shocking to me how fast. Like Maury was probably doing close to 75 and a 40.
Oh my gosh.
Easily.
So
Easily.
I got the job?
Easily doing 75 and a 40. I would say that for Maury to be the getaway driver, I'm with you because I'm sort of like cautious, but I think that comes with being a dad, right? Like I think that I'm too cautious to be a getaway driver, or sorry, a goodaway driver.
So what? So we're putting Maury behind the wheel?
I don't. What other choice do we have? Maury's not going to be the brains. No offense, Maur.
And not the muscle.
Maury's not going to be the muscle.
And not the charmer.
No. Like I
mean,
would,
hold on.
yeah.
If I guess, divert them with some cool nonsense trivia while you rob the place.
See, this is exactly why you can't be the charmer, because you think that is charming.
So give us a piece of nonsense trivia right now.
Yeah.
Did you know that hydroelectricity was invented by Adam Beck?
Cool.
Cool. Okay. Now you're all caught because that's all you got, right? That's all you got. Okay. So I'll lay it out here. Maury's the getaway driver.
Yeah. I think I could be the charmer.
I would be I'm going to say I would be the brains.
I would think, I would nominate Roz to be the brains because he would look at the situation from a completely different perspective than what the rest of us look at the situation.
I'm going to say, Mocha, you have to be the heavy, the muscle.
Yeah.
And Shem's the charmer.
Because Shem could just sing.
Because Shem can sing. And also, if we ever get into a situation of where we're about to get caught and the only thing that is going to determine whether we get caught or not is whether Shem makes love to somebody. Right? Because I don't think he would do that. Where
No,
I think Shem would.
Of course he would.
Right?
And then do it.
You know, I think that if Shem saw somebody with their hand on the button and he realized that the only way to get the hand off that button is to make love to them, I think that Shem would do it.
Hey, girl,
I really do.
You don't want to do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
That doesn't give him a higher percentage of the win.
Yeah, right? So, you know, Shem's stealing cash and hearts. Right?
I thought you were going to say ass. Thank you for all of your DMs. Keep coming in. We talk about them every day.
Roz and Mocha's DM Deep Dive. You wouldn't say that to your mama, so why us?
All right, DM Deep Dive time, baby.
Shem, what do we got in the DMs today?
Nancy writes, my fiance does not have social media, but wants to know if Roz or Mocha have or will recreate the training montage with Rocky and Apollo on the beach with crop tops.
Okay.
What?
What does one have to do with another one?
I don't know.
Oh, so this guy couldn't write in because he doesn't have social media, so he got his wife to write in, right?
Correct.
And the question is, will we recreate the Rocky Apollo Creed like high five / hug race in crop tops on a beach?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
But why? Why would not? No, like why won't?
Well, why would you want that though?
Yeah,
I think it would be beautiful. It could go viral.
You think so?
Oh my
for the
God.
wrong reasons.
Yeah, not because people are like, oh, look at those studs.
That should be your next commercial.
No.
No.
We already have an idea.
Yeah,
Don't worry, Shem.
like you think that I'm like, nah, I don't know. Like I got no. Nobody wants to see that.
I do.
You want to do a poll?
No, next DM, please. Time to move on.
Amon writes, I have a question for all the guys on the show. What is their favorite background noise in their house? Example, mine would be my wife singing to her music in the kitchen while she dances around with our dog and cooking.
Great one. That is really, really, really good.
I love when my kid is laughing hysterically at something, either when he's like playing with his toys or he's watching something on TV and he has that that just uncontrollable laugh that you get.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. When I'm not in the room and I don't know what's going on, but I hear that sound of him laughing, it is the absolute best.
There is no better sound
than
that. No better sound. But I will say a close second to me is if I put my head down on the couch and one of my cats comes up and curls right in front of my face and just starts purring while they lie on my hand.
Aww.
Where I can feel the purr and then hear the purr. To me, that is like just such a unbelievably soothing sound. But yes, my kid laughing, I'm with you on that one. But a cat purring, that's my favorite sound.
Yeah, Maury.
Okay, quickly. So we put on sleep music for dogs. That's become my favorite because it's just calming music.
Like that? Like
it's like I guess it's like classical music.
For dogs?
Yeah, it works. I also love my dog snoring. And I love listening to Matthew on his Zoom meetings as background noise.
Really, huh?
Yeah.
Because you're snooping.
Shem?
You know what? My neighbors are pretty loud, and their arguments are amazing.
Really?
I'm gonna lie.
What
They're
was the
really
last
good.
argument you heard?
Okay, this is gonna be. I'll make this as quick as I possibly can. She clearly, let's just say, found something in their bed, like a hair or something along the lines. And was using a lot of expletives saying, my hair ain't blonde, what the hell? And it is entertainment like you would not believe. So that sort of muffled, yelling, angry sound from my neighbors is always great.
Oh, speaking of which, hey, Maury, can you book your neighbors on the show, please? So we can get their take on what goes on in your condo.
Thank you for all of your DMs. We talk about them every day, so keep them coming in. They go directly to Shem. Thanks, Shem.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for listening to the Roz and Mocha Show podcast.
Catch the guys live
Weekday mornings from 6 to 10
on Kiss 92.5.
KISS925.com.
Or download the Kiss 92.5 app.